Welcome your faces back to Pommy and Oz. Hope we're all doing really well. If you're new around here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. It really helps the channel out. If you're going to become a member, you can do. Link is in the description to do that. It does really help the channel out. So thank you very much for that. Got a load of draft stuff to get through. We've got till Friday where they have to do their first list lodgement. So we should have finalised lists there. So we can really get into some needs analysis drafts, which will start next week. You'll also have your top 10, your top 20, your top 30, your top 40. You'll do them player profiles in a condensed. That will start Friday as well, so look out for that. We know you're excited about that and really learn up to 100 players' names to really get a feel for the draft. So what we're going to do today is explain some nuances in the draft with list spots. We talked about how you're allocated picks, but also maybe take a look at how many picks we expect these sides to look at. So let's go to this board, right? So what you'll find in the AFL is, remember the rule, you get allocated the picks that you have for list spots on your senior list. So when we look at Adelaide, currently they have 4 and 64, but they only have one list spot. So what does this mean? Well, this means that they've got till Friday to do something nuanced. You saw someone like Ash Johnson be committed to the national rookie draft. Remember, there has to be 3 changes on your list. So it's 3 things that involve picks from now. So that's rookie draft pickups, that's preseason draft pickups, that's the national draft. So genuinely, the loophole for that is, like, if you look at Collingwood per se, or if you look at Brisbane, they've delisted 2 players with the promise of picking them up. That means they can take 2 selections. That's 2 out of 3. So a rookie would be an option here. So this could be an option here for them because they've got Tyler Welsh, who I think will have a bid on in the national draft. They'll also want to use pick 4. What will probably happen here is maybe someone like Brodie Smith is delisted to be re-picked up on the rookie list. Something like that. Someone that they know that they'll protect. And obviously with the rookie draft, you can manipulate it so you always get him back. But at the moment, Adelaide would be going into this draft, as we say, with just that one pickup, which is one of them fascinating little things. So currently we expect them to use 1. I reckon they'll do some manipulation and try and get another pick. And then we've got Adelaide. So Adelaide are a real fascinating one. As you can see, they've got 6 list spots to use at the minute. And as you can see, if you added 6 senior players, that's 1 over. They have got currently 7. Now remember, this is why players and the rookie draft is late, because it frees these up. So if you actually look at this right now as it stands, they can take all 6 picks. So that means 66 will be disregarded in this scenario. It's only 80 points. But unless they delist another player and put him on the rookie draft, they're going to take 6 picks into this draft. Potentially, you'd imagine that they'll take 5, because if you do the maths, you add 2 more rookies, right? If you add 5 to that, it's 37. So we expect them to take 5 maximum if you look at that. So that's a really interesting little facet there. But come draft time, they'll have 6 picks. So that makes sense. I can't see anyone doing 60 and 60 for like 55, but you just never know. The AFL's a daft world. But that's going to be them, right? Now, then we come to my boys, Carlton. So you can see here, Carlton currently have no committance. We've already put Matt Duffy on the list. We've already moved Jordan Boyd, which will be done in the draft. But for hardcore purposes, Carlton can take all 6 of their picks, and they can use all 6 of their picks. Because as you can see there, I don't think they will use all 6 of their picks, though. What's more likely is Carlton take 4 in the draft, and then get a little bit creative in the back end with delisted free agency. But at the moment, as you can see, the max picks they can use is 6. They've got 6. They're hunky-dory. Collingwood are probably the more interesting one to talk about. At the moment, they've got 3 picks, and they have got the perfect amount of picks for hitting the minimum list. They will be allocated, though, what is interesting at the draft, an additional 2 picks. So how the AFL works is if we go to this screen here, right, if you look at this, this would be the order of the rookie draft, right? So if you have extra list spots and you've only got 3 picks that you've acquired in the trade period, the AFL tag you on in this order, alternating rounds, the extra rounds. So Collingwood will be allocated an additional 2 picks there. Genuinely, these picks are passed, but that is a good little point of note for you. But looking at Collingwood's list makeup at the minute, it's quite a simple maths here that they probably take 3 in the draft. They add them 2. It's game over, as you can see. So potentially 3 in the draft. It's probably 1. And they go with delisted free agents, which will be interesting because these are already 2 of the 3 picks they must use. Essendon are a remarkable case. They have got a staggering 7 spots. And it's really interesting because if you get 7 spots, you fill out your senior list. As you can see, they have 7 picks. Now, what is interesting about this is we expect a couple of rookies. I'd imagine Jaden Nagun will be one of them guys who will be a rookie selection. Probably a delisted free agent, but they're in a real happy spot. But as you can see, they've got picks galore to use in this pick. And also there's going to be Isaac Keiko there. So this is going to be interesting because Isaac Keiko probably takes away these bids, which means then they'll probably take a couple maybe of punts on players. They may even trade in. They're one of the teams I'm watching to trade in with futures into this draft. But they're in a real good list spot. So Fremantle up next. And Fremantle, they have 33 on their list. They've committed to 1, Max Noble. So if we do that, but at the moment they've got 5 spots that they can use. They've got 4 spots in reality to use. I expect they use 2 picks in this draft and then maybe go with something creative. But they're well within the purview. They're in a good little position for them. When we look at Geelong, Geelong have committed to no one and they've got 4 list spots that they can fill in the national draft, so they will be allocated an extra pick. But if you look at this, I reckon that you're going to see some delisted free agents, some rookies selections in this, a lot from the Falcons. I reckon they'll take 2 picks and they'll probably do the rest of their creativity per se behind closed doors. But they're one to watch in the delisted free agency period that starts on Friday. Definitely one to watch because that's the kind of niche that they do. Up next, we've got Gold Coast. Gold Coast obviously are in a real healthy spot. No committed players. They can only use, incidentally though, 4 of these picks, right? So this is going to kill these picks here. So they'll be allocated these 4 because they've only got a maximum 4 on there. I do suspect that they do take Leo Lombardo, obviously. There is a couple of other players that they may have a little punt on, but I reckon this is going to be more of a rookie fill-in. So I could see them taking 1 pick and then passing on the rest and then going into the rookie draft because that would make sense. They fill their list up. They're going to be a really intriguing one to watch. They've had some allocations from the AFL, which they've adjusted from the rookie A. So they've got to go to the simple formula. But this is going to be a really interesting watch. But another team that has more picks than what is allowed. Now, they could get around that if they wanted to, if they want to trade up. But they're another team that I could see maybe doing a live trade. They've got a few NGAs next year, so they may look at trying to manipulate that system now and get more points value for a trade today. And then maybe bring in another player in the draft if there's someone they like. They're a really interesting kettle of fish, Gold Coast, but one to watch. Up next, we've got GWS. And GWS are in a fascinating position. No committed players, but they do have 3 list spots to fill on there, right? Which is really interesting because it leaves some quite high-valued picks. So I would expect here to see players like we've just added Ben Patton because we're excited about him. I think he might get through to the rookie draft because if you remove him from the rookie draft, right, suddenly that makes it a little bit easier that they've still got 3 picks, but they're probably going to move some others to the rookie draft. These are another team that I suspect will rechange a contract in the next before the listman lodgement to get some more picks, particularly pick 37. Pick 37, maybe 56. They're valuable. If you can maybe delist some players and rechange their rookies, they're a real interesting case for mine. Definitely a team as well that I'd be looking at pick swaps, 21, 37 for maybe something else. that could be a really intriguing one. So really look out for them. They've got a bit of a movability to do. They're like one of the question marks here, because remember, it's only up to your senior spots. So at the moment, they've only got 3 spots. So that's 15, 16, and 21. That's going to be really interesting what they do. We've got Patton, obviously, on this for examples, because evidently he's a lock to sign on my sheet. So that'll be a rookie 8. It doesn't really affect your senior, though. So this could be a real fascinating one, what they do. Do they manipulate that a little bit? They've got spots galore. They've got 3 spots to use on the rookie A. So if you just take a quick look at theirs, Callan Ward would be a great prospect for this, because he's probably not going to get much interest elsewhere. Lockie Keith could be another option that they do. A lot of options there. A lot of options there for GWS. And one that's going to be intriguing. Hawthorn Football Club, they've got 2 spots to use, so this is a real simple one. They'll take 1 in the national draft, 2 rookie A's. Maybe look at a delisted free agent, but if you do that as a mathematics, they're already at the minimum, 37. Maybe get a delisted free agent. Maybe bring in 2 rookies. Bang, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. You're sorted. So they're a real interesting case. They're in good position, but remember, 77 will be killed here. And again, it's one of them things that we talked about in the trade period. 0 value picks are often manipulated and thrown around purely for this basis that the AFL doesn't allow one-sided trades, which is a player for nothing. So, always interesting. Up next, we've got Melbourne. They've got 2 picks, which we predict that they'll use. I think that they'll use both of them. But they're in a real interesting position because they're going to be allocated more picks, right? Allocated more picks. An option to promote a rookie A, because they'll be allocated picks in around the 70s. They'll be allocated an additional 3, potentially an additional 7. This will be interesting because this allows them to promote a couple of rookies, which again is your loophole for the 3 selections. But they've also got to get from here 5 selections just to make the minimum requirement, right? So what they're going to be doing is using 2 picks, probably promote 2 players, get a delisted player in, bang, you're done. They're another team that are really going to be an interesting focus point, because you think you use your picks right now, that's 33. Let's say you promote 2 rookies, right? Take a delisted player. See, you're now kind of there. Maybe bring in a rookie B. They have got a few players there in and around their Melbourne NGA as well this year that could be worth a watch if we go to the draft as well. They have got some good little players. They've got players like, there's Ricky Mentha, who is one to watch there. So there's a rookie B option. So they can still do it. Even though it looks a little bit higgledy-piggledy, they can do it. North Melbourne are in a fascinating predicament. They've got 3 list spots to fill. They'll be allocated an additional 1. They've only got 5 rookie A's. They've got 4 list spots. So that's really interesting. So number 2 takes that to 36. Right, they've reached the minimum requirement. They can get a bit creative on the rookie A if they want. So if you add Ricky Stevens, it gives you 2 options here. They're going to have to take another option, but it gives them another option to, take a delisted free agent, someone like that, preseason draft guy, and they've hit their requirements. So they're in a really, really positive spot. These are another fascinating case that they've got 5 list spots, 4 picks. They need to hit 3 for the 36. Rookie A is looking pretty healthy, and they've got Hugh Jackson to decide his future on, who is, again, another player on the senior list. So these are going to be a real fascinating one. We expect them to take 3 as a bare minimum in the draft, which gets them to their minimum requirement. Everything is hunky-dory. So they're a real good, solid watch. This is good list management by them. Richmond, they're a super draft, right? So we're calling these the super draft side. And you can see here that they've got staggering 11 selections that they will be allocated. They have 8 currently. There'll be 3 more. But if you add these 7 on here, that's 34. You can see here, so this probably means that they're going to promote a rookie, right? Which gives them 35. And then probably look at a delisted free agent because they need to get to 36. So they're definitely going to be doing that. This could even be 2 rookies. So we could even see 2 rookies at this stage, and then they leave a spot open. Remember, McElhinney we've already added to there, so that's going to be an interesting one. I mean, they could even just make him a straight-out rookie A, which does help little matters for that. But this is going to be an interesting one because Even if you add this, they're going to have to take another one. So they're definitely going to be a delisted free agent type guy. They're definitely going to be looking at that kind of rookie promotion. If we look at their rookies that you could promote, Lefau could definitely be in with a shout there. Jacob Blight, shown a little bit. Tyler Young definitely would be one of them ones as well in that category. So really interesting what they can do. St Kilda, they have got 6 spots minimum to fill, 8 max. And they're in a real interesting little case here because they've got 4 picks, would take you to 34. Still need 2. So they're again going to be a team that are going to be looking at these DLF free agents. Is there anyone worth promoting? Cooper Sharman, Anthony Caminiti definitely will be worth promoting as well. So they could quite easily do this. If you promote that, then it really just says we're going into the rookie draft and getting a bit excited. Adrian Cole, they've got him to look at. They've got Phoenix as well. Lennox Hoffman, they've got him as well, who could be a rookie A as well. So they've got some real options there for St Kilda. So St Kilda are in another fascinating place. But remember the rule: you get allocated your picks up to 38. They'll get an additional 4 picks, so that will allow them to promote rookies in the draft situation, which what teams genuinely do. They burn a list spot for that, as it's called. Up next, we've got Sydney Swans. Sydney Swans are in a real healthy position, and these are the list management decisions I like. They need to hit 2. They've got 2 prime picks. They've got 2 speculative picks. Joel Cochran on there. So, again, they're going to be... They take their picks into the draft. Take 2. There's probably going to be a few rookie selections from Sydney. That's generally what they do. Look out for Sydney's little statistics as well. Sydney will probably draft someone from a country football club in Victoria if they do. Look out for his mates in the rookie draft. So, a real fascinating draft for them. These guys are going to be interesting. We do expect Luke Edwards to retire. And incidentally, he is on the senior list. Still waiting for confirmation. But they will get 5 picks. They've got 3 currently. They only need to use 3 of them. And as you can see, they've got 12, 26, and 73. They're in a real interesting position because if you add the 2 likely picks, takes you to 35. If you lose Luke Edwards, you've still got 2 more to go. So that's going to be interesting what they do. Probably Malachi Champion will have a bid, which helps them with 73 per se. So that is going to be a really interesting one. Probably looking at some rookie promotions here. This is going to be interesting what they do. Is that Orion Maric? He's signed for a long time, so that would indicate he's going to be rookie promoted. So real interesting one there for the Eagles. And then the more interesting case, that Dogs Mess is one of these ones here. So they've got 7 spots. They've got 4 picks. So they will be allocated it. Even if they take all their picks, they still need 1 more. So this is a delisted free agency territory. This is maybe promoting a rookie A. If you look at it here, you've got Bramble, McNeil. McNeil probably deserves a senior berth. Oscar Baker is definitely someone who's there, but this is definitely going to be a rookie promotion as well. So just remember, in this scenario of teams that have got more selections than whatnot, that it will go this way. So they will use these selections. So I want you to look at these. This is basically the rookie draft. So if you have extra picks, so let's just say it's the Eagles, Hawthorn, and Geelong have extra picks. The AFL would go down to the draft and literally they would add them like that. So that's how you know. Remember, obviously, some teams will, at the point of the draft, if they've got more draft picks than list spots on their senior list, the picks just get deleted. So let's just say if Gold Coast came into this draft, 8 draft picks, 4 senior list spots, they just delete these picks and teams would go upwards. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a real life example and you can see where your list's at. We're going to be doing some real focus in the next couple of days, in the next couple of weeks, particularly leading up to the draft, on needs analysis drafts. So that's going to stay tuned for that. Hope you enjoyed this video. I like doing these little informations and stuff. Ask any questions away in the comments, any video suggestions you'd like. We'll be back on Friday with the top 10 and the 11 to 20. We're going to release 2 videos for you, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. So I look forward to seeing you Friday. Peace, love and light. Pommy out.
See her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad.